Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Josie. I'm with Enrique, and Josh is out on PTO, but no worries. That's why we have two other hosts to carry on the show, so you guys don't miss a beat. So, yeah, man, we got all kinds of stories to tell you today. Me and Enrique went to our local card show event out in Fresno, California. It was pretty cool. A
Yeah,
little hot, you know. What do you think about it, Enrique? You think it was
I
cool
thought
or what?
was it? I thought it was pretty cool. A lot of vendors, a lot of people, free parking. Can't argue that.
Yeah, free
So that was a
parking.
nice bit. I was actually wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
Other than that, there were some parts that get really heated and like we just be sweating. And then,
dude,
but there's some parts where we have AC. Yeah, go ahead, man.
man, there's a dude. I was at one point. I felt like I was drenching sweat in my shirt, dude.
Oh, I remember.
Just
And then you're getting like lightheaded. You're like,
I was
yo, I
getting
gotta
lightheaded.
hydrate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta hydrate. And I was like, damn, me too.
yeah, you know. But did you get any pickups or anything?
Yeah, so I got a set here. I like it because they made basically these special little sets for Pokemon where they have the starters. So like the three you would choose out of each generation.
Okay,
My generation was mostly the second one, so these are the guys from the second generation of Pokemon.
nice, nice, nice. Are those resale PC cards? What are those, Enrique?
Mostly PCs. I put some stuff out. Well, I put a shout out basically in my story with a song and all that to reminisce about like the season when it started. It was like early like 2001 for that season.
Yep. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
$1 million question: Are you gonna get them graded?
that is a good one.
And
If
through
I
who?
do, was it? I'm thinking probably PSA. What I'm
PSA.
hoping for is they end up getting the same grade. That doesn't necessarily mean they all get tens. That'd be great. But if they can get the same grade, just to keep them the same around like that, that'd be great. Like if they're all nines, they're all nines.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
Yeah.
up, dude. Yep. So the $1 million question is, did I pick any cards up? No, I did not. I was actually working the show for our show coming up. So I was going to the vendors and I was trying to get guys into our sports and TCG show, mostly our sports show, since it's going to come rapidly fast in September 20th on a Sunday out in Clovis, California, called the Hobby Circuit. Yeah, we have a page for it, guys. And I successfully got a lot of sports vendors in. So we're selling
Put
some
in that
tables
work.
out. Yeah, dude, I was hustling. I was hustling. I was not letting these guys off the hook, you know? And I got some TC while I was there, got some TCG. So, we got to keep going, get both of them, flowing. And yeah, so I think it's doing the event side of things. I think it's the sports show or the sports vendors are a lot scarce out here in the Central Valley. I feel like it's 10-1 odds. Like there's 10 TCG vendors versus one sports guy.
Exactly.
So it's Enrique's attest to it. He was helping me out,
Yeah,
man. Enrique making some friends, man. You're getting noticed from the podcast. I see that,
that's true. Yeah.
Damn, my boy. That's the
It's-
podcast,
They're giving out those heart symbols. That love.
Yeah. And and Enrique brings his bodyguard, big old Javier, big tall, massive Javier,
Oh, but he's excited. He's excited for that TCG because, or was it that sports specifically? Because he's very into sports.
I don't know, man. I think you're turning him into the dark side, dude. Every
No,
time
he
I
just
see that
loves
guy, he gets
getting those for the love
Pokemon
of the game.
something, dude.
You wanna know why he gets Pokemon sometimes? It's because he does the spin the wheels, and most of those are TCG. But he just does it because he loves the game. Which by that I mean gambling. Take that as you will, but he loves the game.
Yeah. Every time I see that guy, he has something Pokemon. I'm like, dude, Enrique's flipping you, bro. You know,
But he sells it
Enrique's
really quick. He doesn't hold it for like
he
that
doesn't
long.
hold it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he like within the week it's gone
Yeah. He PCs the 49ers just like I
for
do.
sure.
So yeah. So, that's always good, you know. But yeah, the show was pretty nice. It was a good turnout. There was what was, surprising. I'm not trying to knock the show because it's not my show. I'm surprised they didn't group all the sports together.
Yeah, they kind of had them like spread out, and then I think that's what kind of made to me stand out the whole 10-1 because then it just be like Pokemon, 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 then like the trading card, and unless they had more tables, then you would see like the sports cards, the trading cards, and all that. but they were just all spread out all over the place.
Right? Okay, okay, I thought I was the
Yeah.
only one noticing that. So, like, my game plan was, like, okay, so, like, I only have so many hours left in the show, and because I didn't come when it opened, I think it came the second hour when it was open, and so, like, I'm gonna hit all the sports guys, and I was thinking in my mind, like, "Okay, they're all lumped together, let me find them." No, they were not lumped together, dude. It was, I had to find them. They was some were in the back, some were in the front, some were just, like, in a random corner,
Yeah, or in the
some were in
center.
the, like yeah, some were in a here, there, and then once I got over when I got the sports done, then that's when I started hitting the TCG circuit heavy, with the help of Enrique. But yeah, dude, overall, I thought it was a good show for the Valley, no hater on
Yeah,
me, but,
definitely.
so but yeah, so anybody that wants to it's a good little segue real quick to plug this in. We got the hobby circuit coming up September 20th. It's sports show card only. So if you sell any type of memorabilia, any type of jerseys, hats, Wheatie boxes, cards, anything sports related, you're welcome, please. It's 75 for per table. Excuse me, 75 for table, one table, 8 foot. However, if you buy multiple, we'll give you a discount. Just DM us. And if you bring it in a vendor, we'll give you a discount again and just DM us. And then October 4th, we will have a TCG only show. So anybody that's interested, same price, same deals. So let us know. But other than that, it's a good segue. What's in a TCG world, Enrique?
So far, it looks like everyone's all hyped up for that 38th celebrations for Pokemon. Just because, I mean, the 25th one did so well, so this 30th one gonna hit like crazy.
All right, for the non TCG guys and gals and the ones that want to get out of space, dumb that down. What does 30th mean? What is that? Is that like
So
a
it's the 30th anniversary since I want to say Pokemon itself. So like the card game since when it started, it's been 30 years. 25th. Every once in a while they'll have celebrations, but I notice the celebrations is usually like within a 5 year.
okay?
Yeah. And then so they either bring back certain cards with some new ones. Back then for the 25th, everyone knew the Charizard, the base Charizard.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
They
Yeah,
brought it back. It just the difference was it had a stamp on the side of it, Pikachu face with a 2 and a 5 for the 25th.
damn,
But that
it's already been 5 years. Oh,
25 year, we're hitting 30 now. I mean 30
I
years.
know. I meant like that was 5 years ago. Wow,
Yeah.
mind blown.
And so was it I can't wait to see what else comes out.
Yeah, recently, me, Josh, and Rob went. Robert. It's one of our good friends. We go to Target once in a good while, mostly every day. And I noticed that there's a box there. I want to say something dragon. What's
Was
the
it the
one
one
that
with the Dragonite in front of it?
I have no clue, bro. There's a box. There's a Josh. If Josh was here, he would shout that out. But
Yeah, and I think it has his favorite one on there in the front of it.
well, anyways, it's just sitting. It's sitting right now. It's like anybody in the Pokemon space. I'm sorry, I don't know. But if you drop in the comments, go ahead and let us know what box that is. But yeah, anyways, it's so anything else you want to talk about TCG World?
The only thing like with the show that I wish there was a little bit more of, just because I get that Pokemon's very dominant, like the other TCGs, like Yu-Gi-Oh. There's also Riftbound, Magic. I did see some Magic, not as much as I would like to. Yu-Gi-Oh probably like maybe 2 vendors at all.
Hey, speaking of that, I saw somebody selling Lorcana cards.
I'll see, and even that's a more recent game.
Yeah, well, they weren't. I mean, they were selling packs, but you know, that's the first time I seen Lorcana anything there.
That's true. And then I mean, that's not even that game is not even like 3 years old yet.
Really?
Yeah, it hasn't
And
been
I
three
feel like
years yet.
I feel like that's been out for a while, man.
I think we're getting close to 3 year, but I don't think we're at 3 years yet.
Okay, okay. Yeah, but other than that, man, it was good,
Yeah.
But I want to thank everyone that signed up with me, the hobby circuit, and yeah, we'll look forward to see you guys on the 20th and on the October 4th. But yeah, anyways, Enrique, how'd you get into TCG, brother?
TCG. So I got into it very young. I remember being like maybe like 10, 8, maybe the earliest, but me actually playing the game 10. Because at first I saw them as like any other trading card. I just saw them only as trading card. And then I was like, oh, this looks cool. This looks cool. I'll pick it up. And then eventually, actually, you know what? As a perfect example, when I started picking up Pokemon, I started off, like I said, the Johto set. I actually have the original three that I had in the deck that I actually made back then. So this guy right here, Totodile, exact same
Okay.
Totodile, yeah, was the one who started it. Then I finally got his evolved forms, the crocodile, and then of course the for alligator. Simple concept back then. It's like rock, paper, scissors, water beats fire, grass beats water, stuff like that. So I learned the game through friends. The game was a little more complicated, and then eventually like we stopped playing it because then we also picked up Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was a little bit more simpler, just because it was whoever goes down to zero first loses. So
Okay.
last person standing in points wins. You would start with 8,000. It's because the monsters had like a number of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Back then, 3,000 was the highest. So if you got hit with that guy 3 times, it was a dragon called Blue Eyes. That's it. You done.
Dang.
Yeah.
Man, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
So that's what got me into it. Just because there was strategy for me. I always like challenging myself mentally, and even though, like I said, it was a game, at the same time you had to strategize. You had to think, how am I gonna deal with this? What am I gonna bring out to deal with this threat? How can I get out of this situation I'm in? Stuff like that.
What
And
else
what
I
about?
noticed Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh
No,
no no. Go ahead.
what I noticed about the show this time around, there was a lot of artists there, dude.
So what I started learning when I talked to the vendors about that. Good thing you bring that up. Is some people, like let's say like this guy, or you know what, better yet, let's say this guy, full art. This is like roughly like $20. Some people don't have that, which is why there's other versions like Japanese stuff like that. Some people only want the art. They don't care about it being English, even though it's worth more. Some people are really in love with the art, so they'll buy the Korean copy, Chinese, Japanese, just because it's lower. And some people just really like the design of it, so it inspires them, and they'll draw like their favorite Pokemon or other card games.
Yeah, that's crazy. I saw some looking into some of the showcases. I saw some. I forgot if it was a girl that I saw that she drew
Oh
on the
yeah, I know what you're talking
cards.
about.
She drew on the
Yeah,
cards. You seen that? Like I think yeah, they're pretty
yeah.
dope.
She'll take something like I seen it where they do it with certain cards. Like let's say this guy, he's cut off in the borders right here. She'll paint past this and like add like more water or some kind of environment. It'll basically look like a full art. And if you're fine with it, because then I mean for the resale value it changes it. But if it's for something in your personal collection, it just adds something to you. It's unique to you.
Yep, that's TCG World. I'm still new. I'm only a couple months in, and I'm learning a lot of stuff that I didn't want to learn.
That's fair. Hey, I think you guys actually and what I mean by you guys is sports cards. You know how like for you have a catalog of what you like to collect, right?
Yeah,
I feel like that in a way, and other people can disagree with me. I feel like that in a way inspired for TCG that people don't play the card game but like collecting the cards. They catalog. Like we have our homeboy Josh. He just only collects Dragonites right now. And then I'm collecting everything from mostly the second generation. Everyone
yep,
has something they like and they just collect it like that.
like the Pope cards,
Yeah, like the Pope cards. There you go.
dude.
Perfect example.
Okay, okay. I'm starting to see Pope cards getting sniped on eBay, man, and I'm
You
getting
started
mad.
it, man. You started the trend. They're like, this guy, how dare you get Pope cards? What does he know that I don't know?
Dude, I had those guys in my wish list for so much on eBay, and now they're just getting sniped.
Yeah. They're just like, nah, can't have him have those.
So there's two cards, sports players that I ain't saying nothing on this. I'm done getting got.
So sometimes, and some people get mad about it, but sometimes you gotta gatekeep because
Yeah,
then they
I'm
just like
like,
$5 to 10 to 20, crazy,
dude, I'm like, really? Somebody bought this?
right?
Yeah. And what's so crazy about the Catholic cards, it's like there's some that are a lot, but then there's some that are not, and the other ones they're getting sniped. I'm like, come on, man,
Yep. And
But
that's how I feel like sometimes too, especially when I was playing like Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, okay, I like this card, and it's like $1, maybe $2, and then out of nowhere, all of a sudden everyone starts buying it, and that same card just goes into like $10 card value, and it's just like, what? None of y'all were playing this. What happened? It's just like it
yeah.
started trend, man. I'm just
But
gonna
yeah,
take it,
me
snipe.
me learning TCG, dude, it's a beast, dude. It's the
Oh yeah,
fans
it's
are
vast.
fanatics, which is nothing wrong with that. But you know, it's just it's a lot to take in, and the community, dude, they're welcoming, man. Me not knowing anything, I thought they were frowned upon me, but no, dude, they're just walking. They're opening with arms. They're whatever that saying is. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, they welcome you with open arms. There we go.
there you go. And that's really true, dude. I have they're not making fun of me. I'm like, man, I never even seen this in my life, you know? But what's so crazy is like, there's a character, right? Like a dinosaur guy or whatever. And then there's like the guy that I think his name's Ash. He's not a character or something like that. I don't know. But in the sports world coming over, I'm like, bro, these are all characters to me. Like,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
these are all characters, dude. Like, I don't know, man. It's a unique experience. Of anybody that's anti against TCG, I think you need to wake up, man. At least you don't have to collect it or anything, but just learn it. You know, it's always good to be vast in different areas, I guess. But I don't know if I'm ever gonna sell it. You know, but you never say never, I guess. You know, because TCG is not just Pokemon. You know, it's
So much, so much.
Enrique said. I'm into Lorcana. Enrique got me in Lorcana, so there's a lot other games within the TCG realm,
Speaking of
which I
which,
didn't know.
that's gonna lead me to ask you now, like, what got you into sports cards specifically?
What got me into sports cards is a very good question. I've been collecting sports cards. My dad got me into it. He's a sports guy, and he collected as a kid, and I started collecting, and he got me the binders and stuff, as a kid. And I started collecting, my 49er cards and the San Francisco Giants and Lakers. And I really got into it because of my father. And I just never stopped. Of course, you grow out of it, but then you come back into it. And to this day, I still collect how I collect, back when I was a kid. If the card looked cool, it had a cool design and cool layout, I bought it. I didn't care if it was $1 cent card or $100, But yeah, just that's what got me into it, you know. And I PC Jerry Rice, and so I collect a lot of Jerry Rice especially rookie cards, but a lot of Jerry Rice cards. The modern 49er cards, not so much, because I don't know, just I don't fall in love with players anymore like a kid.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just like, oh, that's a cool card. But yeah, I do Frank Gore, and right now, modern player would be current player, probably be Fred Warner. But other than that, that's mostly it. I used to collect the starting lineups. I don't know if you remember those. There's the little football guys that like pose.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
Javier mentioned something like that. Yeah, yeah.
I used to get those. I used to think those were so cool. And but yeah, that's basically mostly what I did. And then Kobe Bryant came out, and I just started collecting Kobe Bryant. So but yeah. But other than that, Enrique, you're gonna have a podcast streamer line or what?
I'm thinking about mostly a stream, mostly be old games. And it's interesting that you brought up earlier where you're like, not falling in love with the new stuff as much. Was it with cards? Similar things. Same thing with the game. So I'll be mostly playing some like older games. The one that I could never forget just because I played it so much back then. Resident Evil, and just basically talk a little bit about it and any of the frustrating points. So like, oh, like I'll be like, this guy in this room. This is the best way to deal with him. This is what always happens when I always ran into him back then. Stuff like that. Just something to relate to. Something casual to watch.
And then going back, like I never got into like I don't know, man. As a kid, going back to your question, how I got into sports, I never fell in love with like DC or Marvel, dude. And
No.
then like Pokemon came out, but I was already like out of cards and I didn't really care
Mhm.
for it. I remember them being around, but it just never moved the needle for me to learn it. But yeah, dude, I just never. And I was never in those. I was just only into sports. I had to get the
Yeah.
jerseys and the hats. You know. But yeah,
It's
you
that
know.
draw. Yeah.
Do you have back to your podcast or stream? Do you have a name for it, or you're gonna keep it hush hush and you don't want nobody
Right
to hack
now,
the handle?
nothing yet. Not to keep it hush hush. It's just because I'm still trying to figure out what the name is gonna be. But I get that the theme for it just wants to be a casual watch. Some hints, some tips, what frustrated me, the mistakes I made, stuff like that. So if it helps out anybody just to enjoy the game more, especially the older ones, then that's all the more reason why I'm gonna enjoy doing it.
A fun fact about Enrique, I'm not sure. I'm sure he mentioned it, but he does PC a lot of video games.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of
He motivated me to fix my Super Nintendo, which I did.
what?
Yeah, but then I gave up
Got
on
it all
playing. I was
over.
like, I don't got time for this.
Which is funny because what I noticed is the older games actually take a lot less to beat compared to the newer ones. You have new games that go up to 40 hours.
Bro,
Yeah, crazy.
I can't even sit in a 2 hour movie, bro. I'm like, get me out of here. You know what I mean?
And most
I
of the
got
Super Nintendos are 2 hours or less.
yeah. So, but I don't know how to do it
Yeah,
anymore.
even
Cause
me, when I try to hop on and I find out the game's like 40 hours, I'm like, man, that's so much time to commit. Like when I was a teenager, I could do it. I could play that whole story, enjoy it like it was a book, go through it. Now these days, it's like if it's more than 10, no.
nah,
Nah,
yeah,
yeah, I'll try. There's some that I will because if they're sequels to games from that I played in the past, most likely. And it's like you said, it's harder to get into something new. And the exceptions usually are it's related to something that I've already played before. So like if they made like for Resident Evil 9, that's because Resident Evil 1, stuff like that, Resident Evil 2. And that game luckily is like less than 10 hours, but let's say if they made like a 40-hour, it'd be a little bit of a struggle, I'm not gonna lie, because of the time. But I probably try and put a little more effort into it just because it's something that I can relate to from back then.
okay, okay. I feel
If
you.
it's
I
something
feel you.
completely new, is like nah, because then that's a whole new commitment.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. What's up? What's up? What's up in your mind, man?
Let's see. What was it on your Super Nintendo? What's the like one game you can recall playing on it? Anything from back then, anytime.
Dude, I still got the original Tecmo Bowl, King
Okay,
Griffey, Junior, the Ninja Turtles.
that's
What
a
else?
classic.
Yeah, then obviously the Mario's. I got those Mario All Star, but
Oh,
mostly,
that's a good one.
yeah, mostly Tecmo Bowl, man. I remember playing, with Jerry Rice, and I was always the Niners, man. So
Fun
and
fact about your Mario All Stars. That's actually one of the first times that a game got remade.
really,
Not in
yeah,
general, but for Mario, because it was a remake of the original Mario 1, 2, and 3 on Nintendo. If you
okay,
were if you ever like watch a YouTube video of them just side by side, maybe less than 5 minutes, you'll see that just a little bit that the pixels look a little cleaner and stuff like that, or it has more color.
okay, and then
Yeah,
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, that's a classic. Yeah,
But yeah,
that
man.
one hours. I remember putting hours in that.
So,
Hours, yeah, because I remember just playing with friends, all that stuff. On when people streamed it, the most funniest thing I would ever see is they're about to get to the finish line, their first place. All of a sudden, they get hit with every item in the book, and then they're eighth, and you just see them rage out. They just mad, lose, like they would lose Jesus.
well, I don't know if you could lose Jesus, but yeah, I mean,
Well,
yeah,
to me, that's what it looks like because they're just you would see them want to break their control, want to turn off that screen, everything.
yeah, but yeah, man. That's hey, Enrique, are you ever gonna get into sports cards? I think you gotta watch the sport first.
I think yeah, I do gotta watch a sport to try and get into it. I mean, most of the ones that I can think of are like the old school legends. Like you gotta think like with history, Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson. Those are baseball. You got Michael Jordan. You got Kobe now basketball. It is just I just got to get
Wow,
more
Enrique,
into
I
it.
didn't know you knew all those players.
I mean, I think that's also school because then I had some teachers that were into it, and so they would tell me like interesting tidbits about them. So then I was able to relate it to that, and that's how I would like them. But any of the new stuff or anything like past, like let's say '05, I most likely don't know. I'll be
Yeah,
honest
no,
with
no.
you.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised Javier didn't tell you anything.
he told me some of them was it, and like I said, I try to remember them. Like the one that like I would say the most recent one that I can remember, I'd be like, oh look, Patrick Mahomes and all that, because then that's what he also tries to collect that when he can.
Yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean, my friend. Definitely
Yeah.
know what you mean.
And then of course the memes they help it sometimes too. Like if I find a character like not a character but like a player with a meme, sometimes that helps me remember it too.
That's what's up, dude. Well, yeah. What else? Any other questions for me, man?
Have you seen that they they're like far and few? And I remember I showed you one, but have you seen they added characters in some sports like just fictional characters and they'd be like, "Oh, this person's in the like LA Dodgers or this person's
No.
in yeah." Cuz then I think what I saw at one of at the show we went to today, I saw LA, and I don't know which team it was, but it shows Luffy, which is an anime character for One Piece. For those who don't know, he has
Oh,
like a
dude,
stretch ability,
yeah, I know what you're
and
talking
it
about.
yeah, and then that card goes for like 850, and that's it raw. That's not it sealed. Sealed is like 1K.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess my eyes don't go to those, so I kind of just scheme past it, you know? But
Okay.
yeah, you know?
I feel like that's some way like how sports is trying to get the newer generation in. They'll add in like at least something like that, something relatable. Not make the whole theme of it, but just splash it here or there.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely, man. This is pretty crazy, man. It was going back to the card show today. It was pretty unique, man. It was good. That was my first time going to that card show as well, you know?
They have like others. I think this is my first time for under this name. There's others that they go by. I can't remember them all off the top of my head. They also in that same place we visit, they have like convention stuff like that. So there's always something going on in that area.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. But yeah, what else, Enrique? Before we call it, man.
I was also gonna say then the spot you guys picked also has some good history too, because then they also have a bunch of events and shows like that. And then for those that know, once you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, you mean the venue?
Yeah, the venue.
Yeah, the Clovis Memorial Veteran Center. I don't know, remember. It's so long, dude. It's like overkill. Like Clovis Memorial Veteran Center Hall, whatever, dude. You know, whatever. Shout them out, but I'll get their name right when they start paying me. But until then, I pay them. So other than that, yeah, it's a good one. I feel like, and
What's
correct
your
me if I'm
nitpick on
wrong.
it?
I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong again. I mean, I'm coming from the LA area. I feel like that's the only venue there in that city, Clovis.
For that one, for Clovis, I would say yes. There are others. That's probably the more well-known one. I mean, but then you also gotta realize like Clovis compared to its neighboring cities, and of course people from Clovis are gonna get mad, but was smaller originally. It's gotten bigger. It's gotten bigger, but was smaller. So then that's kind of where it stayed around. There's some other venues I can't think of any really off the top of my head that are bigger than that one.
Yeah, and I know they do a show out in the Clovis Rodeo, but I don't know how nobody really talks about that. You know what I mean? That
Hmm.
venue like that. Besides, like when the rodeo comes and Big Hat Day, I guess.
That's the only
But
time I hear about it as
yeah,
well.
right. But other than that, I don't know. Maybe we got to start our own section of where to go, and people will follow because that's how I'm thinking in my mind. My mind's always creative. I try
That's
not to
good.
I try not to box us in. But yeah, other than that, we got our back to back shows there. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, September 20th to October 4th. Not through October 4th, but October 4th, TCG. Everyone's welcome to come and take a look and then, set up a shop. But other than that, I don't know anything else in Clovis. I mean, it's like very small compared to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But
Different. And different can be good or bad depending. I feel like I mean one of the good things is we yet cuz I've seen it grow. We don't have the LA traffic just yet.
yeah, don't have the LA traffic just yet, but, I'll see how long that takes.
Especially now with certain areas as big as they are now.
Right? Nor yeah. But other than that, man, anything else before we call it or what?
No, that'd be it. It was great letting everyone know about the show. Like Joe said, keep an eye out for the one that's going to be happening on September and October. It's gonna
That's
be
what's
a bit
up.
of a unique one, and hopefully it does take off. I really, for me, I really hope it becomes the one of the unique traits of your guys's start of a business.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Again, like I said, this is a business and we got to business needs to make money and make sense.
Hmm.
I'm not afraid to make adjustments or anything, you know what I mean? You start a business to make money, not lose money, man.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, where everyone can find you at, Enrique. Where are you at nowadays? Where are you hanging out?
Instagram. Eventually, I'm gonna get a Twitch going. I have a current one, but that one's just for personal, just for me to test things. So once I get that one going, I'll let you guys know the name, and then that's when those streams will start.
Dude, definitely. We definitely need let us know the name so we can post it on our social media too to help you support it, man.
Dude, thanks, man.
And then if you guys haven't yet, please like, subscribe, comment, hit us up, find us, find Enrique, find me, find Josh somewhere. We're always out and about. Don't be afraid to say hi, you know, uh, or spark up some conversation about something. Don't come at me on some TCG because I'll probably just walk away. But
Yeah, send them my way, and then if they ask about sports, I'll send them was it Joseph's way, and then that's how we balance each other.
yeah, probably just walk away or something, or So, but other than that, man, anything cool you having tomorrow? Or what? Tomorrow's Sunday.
Sunday, well, I mean, 7th. I've been around so much. Was it? I don't mind just resting and chilling for tomorrow.
That's what's up. That's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna after church. I'm calling it, man. I'm tired.
Right, that's it. Sometimes you just need that rest day. It's very important, especially if you're gonna tackle the next big long week.
Yep, But other than that, Enrique, got anything else before we let these people go?
Nothing on my end. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yep. Like I said, Josh will be back next week. And yeah, man. Later, man.
Triangle and the trifecta will be complete again.
Nice, man. Nice. All right.